To be successful at Samaritan House, the residents must have a strong commitment to change their life and be willing to work very hard to do that. Changing a lifestyle is very difficult to do. To do it within a few weeks, even a few months, is even harder to do. Yet that's what we ask of the Samaritan House residents.
Families who have met the expectations of the first 30 days and commit to working on self-sufficiency may stay another 3 months in a transitional shelter apartment. For many of these families, this is a time of intensive work with the case manager and classes. Throughout this period, 60% of their paycheck is deposited to apply toward future housing. Occasionally, families need more than 4 months to repair their credit or rental history or save more funds for other housing. Samaritan House also rents out 3 transitional housing apartments. Tenants can continue to access services from the shelter, but the low rent they pay goes back to Samaritan House. With their participation in classes that focus on real life and practical problem solving, residents build a foundation of new skills and attitudes about personal responsibility and independence. In an 8-week money management class, they take a hard look at their values about money. They examine their spending habits and learn how to budget. They also learn how to use credit wisely and how to repair their credit history. The class is required for shelter residents.
I had to actually go to the budgeting class twice because I had a overspending way of thinking. We were actually able to save money, and now we have a car that is big enough for our whole family, and we're moving on. We have money in the bank in case of anything happening.
The Renter Education course supports residents' goal of independent living with 20 hours of instruction on what it takes to be a good tenant and how to handle problems that arise in renting. Keeping their families together is a powerful motivator for residents to follow through on their commitment to lifestyle changes. So while some classes teach skills on how to live independently, a program called Family Focus supports and strengthens parent and child relationships. The program guides and mentors parents as they deal with the day-to-day challenges of raising a family. Children come to Family Focus for help with schoolwork and just for fun. Projects and activities that reinforce literacy and promote healthy decisions for the whole family are offered.
Every aspect of life at Samaritan House reinforces what it will take for each resident to be successful, independent renters. We have found by enforcing a drug and alcohol-free policy, a curfew, scheduled activities which would include budgeting, family focus that focuses on the children and the parent-child relationship, nutrition, hygiene, housekeeping chores, housekeeping skills, and by following up and doing individual apartment inspections, we are providing them the tools that they need to go out and be a productive citizen in our community.
This is the most I've ever done in my life as far as trying to accomplish stuff. I used to be a person that always just used to put everything on the backboard and say I'll get to it tomorrow, or partially do it and then leave it half done and say I'll get back to it and never get back to it. All the things I've been accomplishing now has been making me feel good, so I just want to keep accomplishing more.
When I first got here, I had really low self-esteem, and I wasn't sure how I was going to make it on my own. But with the help that I've got from Rebecca and everybody here, I feel like a stronger person to where I can take care of myself and my kids on my own.
As the number of homeless families grow, so does the waiting list to get into the shelter.
Fall and winter are the most challenging months for us. We get calls from families every day trying to find shelter before the school year starts. We have an average of 40 families on our waiting list at any given time. Each family stays 4 months at the shelter, and the units are vacant only long enough to clean, do maintenance, and get them ready for the next family to move in. We serve about 36 families a year in the emergency shelter program, and 30 of those families go on to the longer-term transitional shelter program.
With the downturn in the economy, public dollars have become an unstable source of funding. Although Samaritan House isn't affiliated with any religious group, area churches have always stepped in to donate funds. All dormitories and apartments are sponsored by churches and private businesses, from furnishings to household supplies.
Volunteers started Samaritan House, and they continue to be a vital part of our program. They help staff the office, they serve on committees, they help children with homework and assist with other family-focused activities. They also help organize our fundraising events, which are critical to carrying out the work of our organization. Each of these events utilizes the skills and talents of the community and helps to keep the mission of Samaritan House in the public eye and heart.
In the monthly Dine Out for Samaritan House, local restaurants support the work of the shelter by donating a portion of their day's proceeds. The public is invited to view some of the area's most beautiful and inspiring coastal gardens during the Secret Garden Tour. The search continues for a stable source of operating revenue, such as creating small businesses that could provide work experience for Samaritan House residents while generating income too. You can make a difference by encouraging your church, business, or service club to be part of an inclusive community that takes responsibility for homelessness. Check the Samaritan House website regularly for ways that you and your business can support the efforts of Samaritan House. Volunteers are needed to participate in events, teach skills, and lead enrichment activities that families would enjoy or find useful. Though our circumstances may be different, we all want the same things: a healthy, safe life for our children. Independence and dignity.
I think they're proud of me because I have some goals now, and I didn't really have goals before that. I was just being a mother. But now I know there's other things that I need to do.
It's a lot of work. A lot of the program keeps you really busy, and a lot of times I was really stressed out. It's a lot to get your life back in order. And if you're willing to do it, then it's a really awesome program. But they don't do it for you. You have to do it on your own.
It all starts with something as basic as a roof over our heads. After moving from Samaritan House, Jennifer and her family are doing well in a subsidized apartment. She plans to enter college soon. Shasta, Stuart, and their family also call an apartment home. They've been approved for a loan when they find a house within their budget. When Tony graduates from the Transitional Housing Program of Samaritan House, he'll have earned a certificate that will increase his renting options. His goal is to raise his son in a home of his own.
Samaritan House program has proven its ability to help family. Now that they have their own home, can enjoy family meals together, can read stories to their children, and just do simple things like homework together, and tuck their children into bed. I believe each and every one of them would tell you that the journey was hard, but it was worth it.
Samaritan House on the Oregon coast is here to help families make a new beginning.